I'm doing it so many times that like there's wear and tear on the bread. And so I will put safety pins in ingredients and it'll hold it together super compact. If you look at the videos, they all kind of start the same way. So it's the finishing product,
and then the reveal,
the ASMR, and then the food porn.
What's a better sandwich, a breakfast sandwich or a lunch sandwich?
I personally am team breakfast.
What's better pizza, East Coast or West Coast?
I've had some really good pizza here, but...
The king of sandwiches.
Yeah.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I know that question is going to come up at some point. No one has ever started with that. So for me, yes. My term with a sandwich is like incredibly loose. So in the book, I talk about basically my definition, and that's if the ingredients are stackable and in between a carb source, whether cookies, tortilla, bread, and can be eaten with your hands, sometimes a fork and knife, then it's a sandwich.
How do you feel about those new type of sandwiches where they're stacking it between pickles?
I've yet to try those, but...
would that still be classified?
Yeah, 100%, because a pickle is technically a carb source.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then the ingredients are stackable, so 100%, yeah.
You also claim that a wrap is a sandwich.
Yeah.
Even though I guess it is the carb source, just encasing.
Exactly. It's in between, and then you're stacking the ingredients. The one that definitely tripped me up, someone was like, okay, well, does that mean a lasagna is a sandwich? Because it's in between carbs, everything is stackable. It was actually Martha Stewart who brought up that example.
Obviously.
And I was like, of course. I was like, I guess it is then. So.
Oh, so you stand where she is?
She had issues with my definition because she was like, well, lasagna is not a sandwich. I was like, well, I have eaten lasagna with my hands before. So, yeah.
So you're from Italy?
Yeah. So born in Italy, mom Italian, dad Chinese, and spent all my summers there.
In Italy?
In Italy, yeah.
Is that where you started to learn to cook?
Yeah, it's pretty much where I like fell in love with food. I was an incredibly chubby child. I ate everything in sight. And then just naturally from there, I just started cooking.
So who do you learn from?
I went to two people. One, my nonna. So my Italian grandmother, best chef I know. She kind of like not guided me, but I was in the kitchen with her a lot as a kid, just watching her.
Were you learning those recipes?
A lot of the recipes that she would make for our family were like traditional Italian. And so it wasn't more so like learning the recipes, just more seeing how she worked in the kitchen, like never measuring anything, very free flowing, fresh ingredients. And then, so while my summers were in Italy, I grew up in Florida, and my dad was the cook of our family. So I was being introduced to Italian in the summers and then Chinese growing up.
And how is his cooking style?
Very similar, like a lot like through sight, tasting, like not measuring. And that's pretty much my style today. I mean, in my videos, I'm like throwing food. I'm never measuring anything. And so making the book was a little different because I obviously had to like put measurements in there.
Yeah, so we have your cookbook here stacked.
Yeah.
How involved are you in every single recipe? Are you weighing out all those measurements to make sure that they're exact, and then you hand it off like this is the actual recipe, what we got to print?
Mm-hmm. So that was a totally new process for me. Luckily I had a really good co-author who's written tons of cookbooks, and so he kind of like guided me in making this. So how it would work was we started super early. It was like a 2-year process. And each week I would work on 3 recipes. We would develop it. I would write like what I thought would be rough measurements. And then we would both go and test them and then like meet in the middle and like talk about if it was too much, too little.
Like it needs a little more onions, too much garlic kind of thing?
Yeah, well, more so like I would write 3 tablespoons and he'd be like, dude, like that's way too little. Like that doesn't make sense in the recipe. But in my mind, like I'm like, because I cook a lot through sight. So I'm like, oh, that looks like 3 tablespoons. And so it's very different. But the more you did it, the more you'd kind of like pick up on measurements and whatnot.
What other challenges do you face when you're writing your first cookbook?
Since it was focused on sandwiches, I've done close to like at least 500 on social media alone. Videos. And so recipes, like I have so many sandwich ideas. So the hardest part was really narrowing down what I wanted in the book. So it was like having to eliminate certain recipes that I love, but there were better ones that would fit for the book and different chapters. So kind of narrowing it down was definitely a challenge.
So then you can easily make a part 2.
100%. Yeah. But I actually have a different idea for part 2.
Still, you're not going to say, but in the sandwich world?
There will be a sandwich component in there, but I would love to do one based on my heritage. I've yet to see a Chinese Italian cookbook, and there's so many crossovers with noodles, handhelds, soups. I think that would be really cool.
Who came up with the noodle first? Was it Italy or China?
I've done the research on it. I feel like it always goes back and forth, but I want to say it's China.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference of what you like? Is it Chinese or Italian?
Honestly, I'm a little biased, but Italian.
Really?
Yeah. I think just because I've spent way more time there. I've been to China once, whereas being born in Italy and like I go every year. So I'm just drawn more to that.
Right. When you travel, are you constantly looking for different places that you can absorb into your own skill set?
Definitely. Every time I travel, that's a great way for me to kind of like expand my kind of tastes. And one of my favorite things too is like trying new foods, and especially having a niche of sandwiches. You have to get super creative when it comes to these ideas. So whenever there's an option to go and try something that I wouldn't necessarily have in the States, I'm always up for it.
Have you been to that Italian spot in Venice? It's very popular in Italy.
Antico Vinaio, of course. Yeah, I've been to the one here in New York and in Florence.
How do they all stack up? Get it?
I love that. The one here, definitely the worst.
Really?
And it's still like solid, but relative to the other ones, the one in Italy is obviously going to be the best. That's like where the ingredients are. New York did a great job though, in kind of replicating it. I tried it here during like opening week, so I feel like they just didn't have it right. But like the ratios were off. The bread was a little like it wasn't as fresh, and yeah.
Do you think that New York being closer to Italy had something to do with it?
I think so. Maybe because the ingredients have like less time to travel.
Because they do import it from Italy, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried making one of those sandwiches?
Yeah. There's actually a recipe in the book that's kind of like not dedicated to it, but almost a replica. So it's like the schiacciata, which is like crispy focaccia, and then mortadella. I do a pistachio pesto, and then the stracciatella cheese.
Is there a sauce that you think is your specialty that you're the best at?
I wouldn't say I'm the best at, but I really do love. There's like two that come to mind. One is my Calabrian chili mayo, and then chipotle aioli. I think that sauce is like goated for sandwiches.
And what sets it apart from your others? Is it just the time that you've done it?
I think that just comes down to preference. The chipotle aioli especially, that was my first sandwich to ever go viral. So it's like very near and dear to me. Yeah.
Can we talk about the virality of your videos?
Yeah.
Is there a secret sauce to how you create them?
The videos?
Yeah.
You got to look good.
Is that actually a factor?
I mean, I'm sure that helps, but that's definitely not like the main source of it.
So you take into account what your shirt you're wearing and
a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you obviously want to look like put together. I mean, it really depends. And then the way in which the video is structured. So when that first video went viral, I basically overanalyzed it. Like what worked, what were people commenting on? And if you look at the videos, they all kind of start the same way. So it's like the finishing product,
like the cut, and then the reveal,
the ASMR, and then the food porn, and then the bite. So it's like once that worked, I did it for a couple other videos. It's like, okay, that's the blueprint. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so that's the advice I give to a lot of people that are starting off. I was like, because a lot of this too, when it comes to social media, you need a little bit of luck. And once you hit that little break, use that as like your recipe for future videos.
How long ago was that video that blew up?
About 3 years ago. So
and then have you strayed away from that formula since?
I've tried different stuff. And the more you do videos, the more you kind of develop your own style. It is still very much the same, like finishing product, cut, cross section, bite. Yeah, it's still the same. So
do you do any of those food trick photography? Like, for example, using glue to replicate like a
cheese pull or like keep something together.
Or make it look like milk. And then that way when you put stuff on top, it floats on top.
I've yet to do that. And what was crazy with the cookbook, we went to go and shoot the photos for it. And I was expecting that, like mashed potatoes for like ice cream, like little stuff like that. And what was crazy is everything was edible. Like nothing was like something crazy like hot glue gun or whatever. I mean, they would use food pins. And so that's something I've implemented, which is a really cool trick that basically like for the cross section, I'm doing it so many times that like it starts to fall apart after a while. So you
like when you're pulling the sandwich apart.
yeah, when you're revealing the cross section.
Oh, the cross section.
Yeah,
How
if
cool.
you do it a couple times, like great. But I'm doing it so many times that like there's wear and tear on the bread, and so I will put safety pins in the like ingredients, and it'll hold it together, super compact. So when you reveal it, nothing's falling out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and then is your finger like on top of the safety pin?
Yeah, you got to
it?
hide it with your finger. I will say there was one time where I took a bite and I forgot the pin was in there.
Oh my God.
And let's just say I've never done that again because that is so painful.
Is there a formula to how many you do a week?
Not a formula, but it really depends on what I've got going on work-wise. I try to do at least 3. And then if it's like a super productive week, maybe like 5, like 1 a day. But it depends.
I
Yeah.
love understanding the behind the scenes of all of it because the fact that you had 7 million subscribers is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like in such a competitive vertical of food,
Yeah.
which like I like eating and that's what I would always post. But you like to be able to make it and make it look appealing to such mass audiences is crazy.
Yeah.
Would you say that you got obsessed with it?
Definitely in the beginning. Yeah. To me, I've always wanted to work with food. And so once I found kind of an avenue, especially like social media, working for yourself and seeing the success with it, absolutely. You get hooked on it and seeing like people resonating with it, recreating your recipes, the numbers, it 100% is like an addictive thing. And I love it. I still do.
Is there a criteria for what you decide to post? Like, have you ever filmed anything? You're like, it just didn't work tonight. Let's call it and do it again.
A few times, but very rarely. Because at the end of the day, it has to just look good. And so when I'm like recipe developing and coming up with ideas, I already have a sense of like, okay, if you can make this look right, it'll like go viral or like people will like it. And so very rarely have I like done something and it not really work. I'm not the best baker, so I've done a few like homemade pies that just looked like shit and clearly like did not come out great. And so
did you use those?
I didn't. I ended up using the like filling for a different recipe. But yeah, baking is just not my thing.
Who of your peers do you really respect their grind and what they're doing?
Honestly, the food community, we're all super like tight and we just want to see everyone like succeed. We love to collaborate. But
yeah, you do a lot of collabs.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's definitely a fun part of the job where you like break up the like monotonous, like I'm alone in my kitchen all day. So, but when it comes to other creators, one of my really close friends, Lee, so he was the one that actually encouraged me to start posting, and we were living together, and he, his food is insane. He does like fine dining, dinner parties, all self-taught. And so I love his stuff. Fellow sandwich creator, Salt Hank, super cool dude. We actually started at like pretty much the same time. And so it's funny, we actually launched a book at the same time too. And, he's great. He's just like one of my close friends in the space too. And
when you got convinced to start posting videos online, did somebody see it in you? Like, were you already doing these recipes that they thought, oh, this would perform well if you did it right?
Not necessarily. I talk about Wu. He knew I liked to cook. Together, we ran a supper club while I was in college at USC.
An underground
Yeah, exactly.
kitchen.
Literally like out of a frat house. And we were doing these like 5-course tasting menus, 10 people.
Were you putting them on as if they were real? Like it was a real experience?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we would print out a menu.
Did you have waiters?
Yeah, waiters. It was BYOB. They were honestly so much fun. And we were charging like $100 a head.
So were you doing it to make money or were you doing it for the experience?
Definitely the experience. Especially like in that area at USC at the time, it was all like fast food and like not really that many great restaurants. And so we were like, you know what, like let's just create an experience where we'll like change it up.
And it was all college
people
students?
loved it. Yeah, all college students. Yeah.
What was your role in that?
I was so H was like the founder and head chef, and then he brought me on once he found the space. And so I was kind of like his right hand guy.
Is that the sous chef?
Yeah.
Do you watch The Bear?
I've seen season 1. Yeah.
What'd you think?
I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I've never worked in a traditional like real kitchen, so I don't know how accurate it is. But I'm sure they brought on like they have Maddie Matheson working on it, and stuff like that. So,
do you think it's crazy that you could have a book out, do food, and you haven't worked in a kitchen like that?
It's pretty nuts, honestly. I think it's definitely doable this day and age with social media. But one thing on that, it's like I'll never tell people I'm a chef, because I don't think I have that title in terms of like I haven't put in the hours and like the grinding in a traditional kitchen setting. But like I think home cook is like a better term. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a specialist of the sandwich?
I like that. Sandwich specialist. That's pretty cool.
Sandwich artist. Oh,
yeah.
I used to be a sandwich artist.
Okay.
I worked at Subway for a month.
I was going to say, did you work at like a Subway or Jersey Mike? 1 month.
Yeah.
Okay.
They shut down.
Damn.
Maybe because of me. I don't know. But I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Subway's great. Do you have a favorite?
Really?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite sandwich shop of the fast foods?
Jersey Mike's, for sure.
What about
Yeah.
Quiznos?
It was all right. Quiznos for me.
With the toasted bread?
Yeah, it was always like our school would order it before games.
Oh.
So it would like be catering and not like.
Kind of waters it down.
Yeah, 100%.
So now you're a Jersey Mike's guy.
I've always been Jersey Mike's, yeah.
Okay.
Or Jimmy John's. I do like Jimmy John's.
I don't think I've had Jimmy John's enough. What about, do you consider like a chicken sandwich in the same category as a deli sandwich? Or is that its own category? Like a fried chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
Uh-huh. What about it?
You have that, and then you have a Jersey Mike's sub.
Uh-huh.
Are they both sandwiches?
I mean, 100%. They're two totally different things, but yeah, they're sandwiches.
Yeah.
Same with like I would say like a burger. I always like to draw a comparison between a burger and a hot dog. Like if I say, "Oh, do you think a burger is a sandwich?" You would say yes, right?
I'd say no.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
A burger's a burger.
Okay, well, I was gonna say most people say yeah, like a cheeseburger is a sandwich, but it's still a burger. So to me, like a hot dog is a sandwich, but it's in its own
Subsect.
exactly of a hot dog.
Do you have any hot dogs in your cookbook?
I do. There's one where it's like a homemade relish, just like a classic Chicago style dog.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to make a cookbook from once you start with the food photography? I guess how long does it take to do all the photography for a cookbook?
Well, the photography, that wasn't too bad. That was a week.
And you're just making food like 3 a day?
Well, no, a lot more. So there's a whole, like, you get a photographer, depending on who it is, they have a whole team. So like food stylist, food prep, prop stylist, all this. So I would show up, they would do the cooking, and then you kind of just like, it's cool too because they're retesting your recipes.
Oh.
And then you get to see how it turns out, and then just make sure like the shot and everything is how you like it. And so I just would like eat my recipes for a week. It was great.
Did you have to adjust anything last minute after seeing other people make it?
Yeah, there were a few things where, the team was great. So they would like flag a bunch of stuff where they would have to make the recipes. And if they noticed something that didn't seem right, or there weren't too many things, but it was a good, like getting a third eye on all the recipes.
Is there a right way to cut a sandwich?
It depends on the sandwich. I typically go for straight down the middle just for the cross section.
Right.
But
what about if you're eating for pleasure?
I like the diagonal because I think it sets up your bites.
Because you can go from little to big.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I stand where you stand. I'm on your team.
And it just seems like you get more sandwich out of it. I don't know how, but yeah.
More meat appears.
Exactly.
How do you think your content shifted from when you posted your first video?
A few things. One, when I started off, I was shooting with an iPhone. So about 2 years, I did iPhone for 2 years and then eventually switched to a camera.
Front facing or back facing camera?
What's the difference?
Like, are you looking at yourself when you're doing it, or do you have it where you can't see what you're doing?
Oh, so with the iPhone?
Yeah.
When I was shooting with the iPhone, it was all back, like the back of the camera, and then front facing when I would take a bite. So obviously the quality is like not going to be nearly as nice as a camera. So just naturally that felt like that had to happen. and you kind of just learn as you go. And then another thing, my early videos, there was no like sort of flow to it. It was super chaotic. Like I remember showing my brother and he was like, dude, like I have a headache. Like everything, like you're like looking left, right, up, down, like there's no sort of sense to it. And then, so the more I did the videos, the more I developed sort of like a flow. Like I keep in mind now, if I'm like swiping food off my cutting board from left to right, the next shot I want it to land in the bowl from left to right. So there's like a sort of like continuity to it. I don't know how to explain it. And then like certain beats and patterns that I like to keep in mind. So it definitely is very different from when I first started.
Do you edit your own videos?
I do.
Still
to this day. Yeah.
Wow.
And what's crazy is I use iMovie.
Wow.
So a lot of people think I do like Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah.
So you have two cameras going at the same time?
Not at the same time. Most of the time, if I'm doing the top-down shots, the front one is not doing anything. I'll only have them running at the same time if it's like the assembly, because I like to mix up the shots a little bit. Like I'll start half of the build up from the top down and then the rest of it front facing. So I film both of them at the same time.
So once you start assembling the food, you're always on a close up. You're never really in the wide of it.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh. How do you do your sound design?
I use
People say you have the best sounding bread. It's a quote.
Well, it's crazy is I literally like there's nothing special I'm doing. I literally just use a Rode wireless microphone. It connects to your camera and then
like the long one?
No, literally the tiny ones that like you can attach on like with a clip on your shirt or wherever. And so I just put it as close to the food as possible without it being in the shot.
And then you like run the knife over the bread.
Yeah, you got to get the little crunchiness and then yeah.
Do you turn up the volume on it?
Yeah, I'll definitely bump it up, but the sounds are all real.
How long does it take you to cut down the videos?
Depends. When I first started off, it was taking me like 8 hours. And now
Were you just so determined?
Yeah, 100%. Because like the more you go through it, the more it'll always get better.
I love your story. That's so cool that you were doing it all your own.
Yeah. And then now it's like 3 to 4 hours. So already like half the time. And if I'm like super motivated and like sitting at a desk, which I don't even own a desk, I edit on my computer or on my couch with a movie on the background. So it takes like 4 hours because I'm like, I get distracted and stuff like that. But to me, that's my break from like work.
Were you doing this back in college?
I was not. No, I was. I got a degree in economics and a minor in nutrition. Not filming or editing or anything. I was just like kind of cooking for myself and friends.
So you were just a home chef that did it.
Yeah.
That's wild. Who approaches who for a cookbook?
Wow. Now I'm trying to think. I think you can pitch yourself. But for me, I had a literary agent hit me up, and then we started discussing the ideas. And then I obviously followed the advice of my manager, who was like, "You should absolutely do this." I was like, "Yeah, I want to." And then they pitch you out to publishers.
Can you talk about the growth of like you meeting all these people, like Guy Fieri to Paris Hilton to Martha Stewart?
Yeah.
Like, how does that all come together?
It's pretty crazy. It just kind of like happens naturally in doing this. Like the way I explain it to people, like I'm doing my regular job, which is like creating content, and then super cool opportunities will come up where just like you won't pass up. So like the Guy Fieri one, that was in collaboration with FoodieCon. So it's like a food event down in South Beach, and they like wanted me to do a cooking demo and pair me with like an OG Food Network person.
And it was Guy Fieri?
Yeah. So we pitched that. We're like, can we get Guy? And they're like, yeah, why not? And then yeah, I mean with other people, it's some of them come from my team that work with other like celebrities, and so if we're all technically part of the same, not same team, but have same team members, they can like pitch you out and kind of set those up.
When you are making food next to Guy Fieri, how do you feel?
Oh my God. I remember I was like freaking out. And it also was because it was in front of a live audience, which was very new for me at the time.
And is that your first time meeting him on
First
that
time
stage?
meeting him. No, first time meeting him was like 10 minutes before, and we just like got to smoke cigars, which I've never smoked a cigar before. It's like keep it cool. And then we were like making Cubanos, and I remember after the segment finished, I realized I like fully forgot how to like function. Like I'm a lefty, so I cut like left to right. I was cutting this pork. I looked like a fool. I was cutting right to left. And I remember in the moment I was doing it, I was like, why is this like so weird to cut? And then after the segment, I was like, dude, like you were cutting backwards. Like, so yeah, it was very much like a starstruck, like a lot of like pressure in front of other people. We've gotten way better, but that was definitely like a holy shit moment.
Do you have any dreams of doing a Food Network type of show?
I think that'd be awesome. Absolutely. Especially with the book being done. I would love to be able to kind of transition to linear, still do content, but I feel like that's always been a dream of mine.
What would the show be styled after?
Honestly, like a sandwich show would be really cool.
Trying different sandwiches around the world?
I mean, a travel show I feel like is everyone's, for whoever wants a show, is like the dream. I don't know how many of those they're doing nowadays, though. I feel like they always love their competitions.
Right.
So
I think the competitions are the new thing right now.
100%. Yeah, people just love watching that.
How do you process that you have 7 million people watching you? Does that come into play when you're doing all of your shots and making sure that the sandwich is perfect?
Not really. I mean, I'm just trying to focus on it like looking good. And you kind of...
Is that the overall message for when you're filming it, like to yourself?
Visually, yeah. It's like, all right, like... It really comes down to like the visual component will be the final product versus the preparation and cooking. It comes down to like a flow and kind of rhythm of the video. But it's weird. I've like become numb to the numbers, you know, like at first I remember like my first ever viral video, like I was reading every single comment, like watching it constantly. And now it's like, all right, like on to the next. Yeah.
What's the most amount of views you got on video?
There was one where close to 100 million views. I think it was like a sandwich highlight reel. I did like 3 of my top sandwiches. Yeah, people love that.
What platform was that on?
IG.
Wow.
I think it's at like 90 million now.
Does that blow up your account?
Yeah. So it's weird. Like when I was starting off, like a viral video would like help like crazy to like boost your account. And you sort of hit a plateau. And then once you're at this like, I have like 2 million followers now on Instagram. And so very like there's not a giant shift unless you have a very like viral video like that, like a 20 million viewed, 30 million and up. Then you'll see like it move the needle. Otherwise it pretty much just stays the same.
Do you get a lot of people reaching out to you for collabs like the Martha Stewarts and the Paris Hiltons in your DMs?
Those are set up totally separately. That's not like
is Mike Tyson DMing you like, yo, after
no,
the fight?
that would be like me reaching out to his team. That's how those get set up.
Do you do a lot of that?
I try to. I love doing them, and it's a lot of time if like they have a product coming out or want to promote something, they'll be even more open to doing it. But also like in terms of like DMing, I've had more luck like me just shooting it like a random DM as opposed to like my team emailing their team. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
like
it's more
that,
personal.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you were moving.
Uh-huh.
How conscious are you of where you're going for the kitchen?
Very. Yeah. I mean, especially so most of my content was shot in my Venice studio, like studio apartment. 1-bedroom loft, but it was like a commercial grade kitchen, very industrial looking.
Did you pick out that kitchen for that reason?
No, I wasn't looking for that specifically, but once I stumbled upon it, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Like, let's go. And so when I was looking for a place to move, the last thing I wanted to do was downgrade, you know, like going from such a cool kitchen setup to like maybe something smaller or not as like professional looking.
Is that where you did your YouTube horizontal videos?
Yeah.
That beautiful spot.
Yeah, very cool spot. And so going to a permanent spot, the biggest thing was like having the space, and then nothing was going to be as perfect as that without having to like customize it. So the biggest thing was making sure the space was there, the noise level, all that, the lighting.
Oh yeah, because you need silence for when you're getting that
100%.
ASMR.
Yeah. So I'm in like more of a residential area now. Super quiet. Exactly what I need. Yeah.
The ASMR really gets me every time I watch it. It sounds so good.
And that's another like key to like having that viral moment and like having people watch the video is 100% the ASMR.
Was it the steak sandwich video that broke you as the sandwich guy?
So I call it the OG steak sandwich. It's the one on the cover of the book. Because that was my first video to break 10 million views on TikTok. It was like the second sandwich I ever posted. And it was right after there because I did the chicken sandwich right before. That was my first video to break like 1 million views, also in the cookbook. And so after those two back to back, it was like sandwich guy.
And was there already like a sandwich market prior, or did you kind of just tap into it?
I didn't even know if there was because I just started doing it. I mean, I love sandwiches and eat them all the time. So the way in which that first video was like, I'm just going to film my lunch, and it was a sandwich. And so at the time, besides me and then Hank starting to post sandwiches as well, there really wasn't any. And now there are so many sandwich accounts out there, but it's good to know that like I was one of the OGs.
Do you think that you and Hank rose up together because there was almost like a competition together? Not even competition,
Yeah.
but like, you know, like now there's like two people doing it.
Definitely. Yes and no. No, because his style, it's still ASMR, but it is a little different. Like his work is a little more like, I mean this in the best, like he does like sloppier, wet sandwiches, has like music versus mine is like more like structured and clean. So there's definitely a contrast there, but people love pitting us against each other. Like everyone would comment like you're copying Hank or you're copying Owen. And then same with like
The sandwich drama.
Exactly. Yeah. So within that like first year, we did like a ton of competitions like for Access Hollywood. Like they loved pinning us against each other, like different shows. And so there's definitely a sort of like the competition for sure will bring more attention to it.
How do you find yourself being so healthy with always eating sandwiches?
I get that question a lot. So if I'm not in my kitchen cooking, I'm at the gym working out or like going on a hike. Like I love being active. And especially like, yes, the sandwiches I make aren't the healthiest, but that's just one meal out of the day. And it's not like I'm housing the entire sandwich. I take a couple bites and then like we'll eat leftovers another day. So it's like my other meals have to be kind of more structured, and then I'll enjoy the sandwich, and then I just stay active as well.
Can you eat a sandwich for dinner?
Yeah, of course. 100%. Yeah. I've got some sandwiches in the book are like full blown meals. Yeah.
What's a better sandwich, a breakfast sandwich or a lunch sandwich?
I personally am team breakfast. I eat one. That's probably what I eat every single day.
Breakfast sandwich?
Either breakfast sandwich or breakfast burrito.
What kind of bun you going on?
So that's where I have to keep it a little healthy because otherwise, like, I can't be eating that every single day. So it's called Better Bagel. Those things, they're like packed with protein, super clean ingredients. Weirdly enough, though, like there was some issue with the company and like Whole Foods doesn't sell them anymore.
Oh no.
So now I've switched to these like keto wraps, and I'm doing they only serve them in like a small size, so I do 2 mini burritos. And
how many carbs are they?
I'm blank. It's like I know there's 60 calories each, which is crazy low.
Oh wow.
And like 9 grams of protein.
Oh, I have to try that.
Yeah.
Can you send me a picture of it?
Yeah. They're called like wellness wraps or something. I'll send you them. They're definitely like the ingredients are a little like not as clean as those Better Bagels. But the macros are great.
Yeah, I mean, I have this one tortilla. It's like 25 calories. It makes no sense because everything else is like 125.
100%, yeah.
But for some reason, this one's only 25. Like,
exactly.
hey, if I could put it in my calculator.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. You do dessert sandwiches too.
Yeah.
They look phenomenal.
So what's crazy about that is that was one of the hardest parts too with the book. I knew I wanted to do a dessert section, but you don't really think of sandwiches when it comes to dessert, besides like ice cream sandwich. And so that was really fun to be creative. And also, I'm not a sweets person, but I'm convinced the chapter in the book has just converted me into one. Like now I like crave some of the recipes, like have a sweet tooth. And so, yeah, that was definitely a fun part of the book.
Do you ever make them on your pages? like dessert sandwiches?
A few. I've done a few.
What's
Like,
the response like that versus a savory sandwich? Because when I would do food reviews, people perceive like seafood way better than a salad video.
okay.
Do you find stuff like that?
Definitely. The red meat, like steak, people love steak. Any sort of like steak sandwich or like fried will always tend to have like,
Yes, fried sandwiches do
yeah.
insane.
100%. So that combination. So I was kind of curious to see how the dessert ones would be received, and they loved it. It was cool. I mean, I did.
Your sorbet one with the cereal?
Yeah. Those just look epic.
So good.
The like, the cereal sherbet bars, and those are super customizable. But the one I posted was oatmeal cookies, ice cream sandwich, and then you dip it in chocolate and it hardens. So it's like, it just looks so cool. Half of it's chocolate, half of it's the cookie. You see the ice cream, sprinkle a little salt on there. That was received really well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of food reviews, and it's interesting to see what community really takes it on. Like no one really like geeks out over a salad or a acai bowl, but like the seafood boil. Or
I love a good seafood boil.
Yeah, even like fast food reviews are like, "Oh my god, Jack in the Box hits." Interesting. Would you ever open up your own restaurant?
So not restaurant, but the idea of a sandwich shop would be awesome. Not right now, just because like I love what I'm doing, and there's still like, I feel like different milestones I want to hit, like break into YouTube, maybe like dabble in linear. I think this is like later down the line when maybe like I don't see myself doing like TikTok videos 10 years from now. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But in the future, I think it would be really cool to do.
Do you have a favorite sandwich shop around here?
There are a few that I hit pretty frequently. Mendocino Farms. I know
yeah?
it's like a chain, but I fucking love it.
Oh, wow.
It was the first sandwich I actually ever had in California.
Mine too. I think I had it so much that I just haven't had it in forever.
Okay, the not so fried chicken sandwich or the Peruvian steak. They actually have like one of my favorite salads too, the avocado quinoa.
Yeah.
The dressing on that is so good. Another one that I love telling people about is Bub and Grandma's.
Where's that?
So it's out in Silver Lake, so a little bit of a trek. Actually might be closer here.
Bubbing Grandma's?
Bub and Grandma's. So
I'm sorry, what?
Bub, B-U-B, and Grandma's.
Oh, and Grandma. Okay.
Yeah, and so
I'm like looking for bubbing
no,
Grandma's.
I first heard of them while I was like looking for bread for sandwiches, and they supply bread to a lot of restaurants. They do farmers markets, and I didn't know they had a flagship store, and it's this one in Silver Lake. And they do, it's like super comforting, cozy vibe. Definitely go check it out. But they do a meatloaf sandwich, which sounds like, I remember asking like, what should I get? And the way they prefaced it was like, this is gonna sound weird, but trust me, the meatloaf sandwich. And they were absolutely right. It's like on their fresh baked challah bread, so it's soft. I'm always all for like crunchy bread. And I was like, all right, we'll give it a shot. Soft, fresh challah meatloaf, and then they put chips and pickles in the sandwich to give it that texture
In the bread? Or
in the sandwich, so it's layered, and it is like one of the most comforting bites. It's
Interesting.
So good. Yeah,
very interesting. Where do you, in a perfect sandwich, where do you, I kind of like taking a sandwich, turning it upside down and taking a bite.
okay, I've never done that.
Because,
I mean, I've done it, but that's just
because then you get like the way that a traditional sandwich is built, then the lettuce is on top and the onions, but when you turn it upside down, then like that's where you take the bite and you get all those other flavors. Otherwise, when you take a bite of a sandwich, normally I feel like the lettuce, the tomato, the sauce, the pesto that's on the top kind of gets lost.
okay.
It's a hot take.
It is. I think it depends on the sandwich for sure, but there's a reason like the lettuce is on the top. It's because like you don't want it to just sog on the bottom by putting like hot and wet ingredients on it.
Which is why when you turn it upside down, it doesn't sog.
This is true, yeah. But then, no offense, you just look like a fool.
You do look like a fool, but you're having a better tasting experience.
Okay, true.
I don't know.
I'll have to give that a go.
Do you ever get nervous sharing the kitchen with Gordon Ramsay?
100%. Yeah.
He's Gordon.
Yeah, he has very much like an intimidating presence. But I will say he is also like one of the nicest people ever. So obviously on his shows, like he'll come off, and depending on the show too, like very like cursing, high intensity. But I met him first when I was doing I was a guest judge on one of his shows, Food Stars, and like when the cameras weren't rolling, he was like so friendly, like asking, like they had extras on set that are just like stand-ins, and he was like conversing with everyone, like, oh, like where are you from, like all this. I'm like, dude, like that is a good guy. Yeah.
Did he try any of your sandwiches?
He did. I did a sandwich competition for his YouTube show, Idiot Sandwich. I also won that.
So
that
so
was
you got
good.
the hat?
I did. I did. I got to. They took like 2 bread mitts and he got to recreate the meme. That's all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did he think of your food?
He liked it. I mean, I don't know if he was like
Being nice?
yeah, but because they did multiple like competitions for that show, and we're all like social media creators, and he wasn't ripping on anyone. I think he was like told to like enjoy everyone's dish and then come up with a winner.
Do the British version. In the British version of his show, I think he's nicer. But in the
Okay.
American version, he's really
Yeah,
goes all
fair,
out, calls everyone an
exactly.
idiot.
So, and this was more for YouTube too. So I think he was like, just like being a nicer guy. But I did win, so I'm assuming he liked it. Yeah.
Right. How big is your team? Your filming team?
A filming team is for shorts. It's myself,
Just you.
just me. Yeah.
That's so impressive.
2 cameras, a light.
Is it a hassle
myself.
if your hands are all messy and oily and then you have to wipe them?
I wouldn't say it's a hassle. I would say it's quite dirty. I showed my camera to like, I had my friend borrow a camera. He's like, dude, like this thing is disgusting. Like there's crusty food all over it, sauce smear. I'm just like, yeah, like it shows you that I use it. But yeah, so it's not a hassle. It's more so like maybe a little unsanitary.
And are you rolling the entire way through?
No shot. That would make editing just like a huge pain in the ass. So I'll always like start it, chop.
You press it?
And yeah, I still haven't figured out the whole like wireless remote thing. I got to get me one of those. But yeah, like I'll press it, come around, and then start like cooking, and then stop it. So most of the time they're like 1-minute clips max.
Are you in autofocus?
Yeah. I still don't know how to use a lot of my equipment. I use a Sony FX3, super smart camera. Like they've shot movies on that, and so I'm like, auto, let's go.
Is that the big box one? Or is it kind of more a hand?
It's more like a rectangle, yeah, and then just a really big lens.
Did you buy that lens specifically because you were told to? Like for food?
Yeah, so I lucked out, had someone kind of give me like a gear list, like, hey, like this would work. And I was like, all right, I'll trust you on it. Just bought it all and tried it.
And this is when you transitioned from iPhone to
iPhone
this.
and camera, yeah.
Wow. And you edit your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Well, for me, like, I honestly love the editing part because the cooking is obviously fun, but I fucking hate doing dishes and cleaning. So, and it's just a little taxing. There's a lot more planning. You have to go get the groceries, clean up. And so for me, my editing is my break because I'll sit on my couch, throw on a movie, and just like zone out. You know what I
that's
mean?
what I do too.
Yeah, exactly. Like
my posture's terrible. My feet are up.
100%. Yeah. Like, and I don't even have to listen to it because I can until the end.
You're just looking.
I'm looking
for
the jump cuts in the audio, and then just cutting, pasting, cutting, moving stuff around. And then when I have it narrowed down to like 1 to 2 minutes, I'll throw on the headphones and then just finish it.
How do you feel about saturating your videos?
What do you mean by that?
Like adding more color to it.
I definitely do that at times.
If it needs it?
Yeah, for sure. Like depending on the time of day that I'm shooting, especially with this new kitchen, I feel like I'm going to need to tweak some stuff to figure it out.
What's your favorite Italian spot in LA?
I love Mazza, Osteria Mazza.
Where's
Nancy
that?
Silverton spot. It's in Hollywood.
Okay.
It's a little fancy, but I think it's done right. Felix is good.
Felix is so good.
Have
Have you been to Ospi?
I love Ospi. Jelena as well. These are all spots in like Venice because that's where I was living.
Venice has such a good spot.
It does.
Food
Yeah.
community.
I will say I feel like there's way more options towards the east. Like Angelini, Osteria is really good. I want to
Don't they have a
try.
crazy chicken cutlet?
They have a crazy lasagna where they do like fried basil on top. I don't
Fried
know about the
basil.
cutlet. Yeah.
Interesting.
I want to try Stella in West Hollywood. Have you been there?
No, I
No?
heard of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you ever been to the cheese shop in Beverly Hills?
I have not, but I've heard that is some of the best sandwiches. They have I've analyzed like every sandwich shop's menu. Just
Of course you have.
I need to get ideas, obviously.
Yeah.
But they have a fried zucchini sandwich.
It's a 10
Okay,
out of
is that-
10.
okay.
It's a 10 out of
I'll
10.
have to give that a go.
It's hands down my favorite sandwich shop
Uh-huh.
right now.
Okay, damn. Yeah, my manager was because he lives close by as well, and every time he goes, he's like, "Dude, like you have to at least come here and try it. It's nuts."
So you haven't even tried
I
it?
haven't even tried it. No,
This is it.
the Zuka. Yeah, that looks nuts.
They let me see them make it, and it was just insane.
Wow. Okay. Damn. Yeah, because I read that and I was like, I think I'm gonna recreate that.
So, are you going to?
Yeah, but I'll draw inspiration from other places, but then find ways to elevate it and like put my own twist on it. So for that, what I wanted to do was add like in Italian, it's prosciutto cotto, which is literally just ham.
How cool. Do you speak Italian?
I do. It was my first language. Wow. Yeah. So adding ham and maybe changing the cheese so it's not like their sandwich, but definitely some inspiration.
Have you done any videos in Italian?
I've done a few. Last time or 2 years ago when I was in Italy, I did a video in Italian where I went to a local pizza shop and was like, all right, we're making pizza, and it was all in Italian. People liked it. So when I go back in December, I'll think of something creative to do.
What's better pizza, East Coast or West Coast?
I've had some really good pizza here, but nothing beats a New York slice, I don't think.
What pizza do you like over here in LA?
I love Gelina. Great White.
Great White Pizza.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they do like Gelina and Great White, these restaurants in Venice, they do kind of like hybrids. So I'm not the biggest fan of Neapolitan at all because it's like I never get full. It's floppy, but it is light. That's what I like about it. And so they do a hybrid where it's like New York Neapolitan. So it still has like, it'll still have good hold, good crunch, but still be light. So that's a cool, I like those two. Pizzana, I think, is very good for like.
That Chef Daniel is
Yeah,
insane.
Daniele is the man. Yeah.
What do you think makes a good sandwich?
Well, for me, the most important ingredient is definitely the bread. So you have to have good fresh bread. Has to have some sort of sauce, like a spread or
Smothered or just like
depends on the type of sandwich. If it's like a French dip, that thing better be smothered and like heavy. But if it's more like cold cut, I don't want it to overpower and be too much. You know, you still want to taste the other ingredients.
Does the bread have butter or oil?
It's probably going to be toasted with, depending on the recipe, oil or butter. I tend to do, I think butter does more of like a golden color. So visually, I'll do butter a lot. Also just taste, like butter's fucking great. And then some sort of meat or like a fried zucchini.
Is there a preferred meat?
I love mortadella. So that's kind of a hot take because it's literally like fancy bologna, but it's so good. And I grew up eating it. Or turkey if it's just like a classic cold cut. And
I'm
then
getting so hungry.
I know I haven't had lunch yet. I need to go like get a sandwich after this. And then yeah, just the way in which the ingredients are like stacked and layered, they have to be done a certain way. Like I don't want my like toppings to be wet.
You like a drier sandwich. Let the sauce do the talking.
Yeah, and the protein. Yeah. So,
What's your favorite pizza spot here, you said?
I don't eat pizza too often, but like, I mean, Gelina's a restaurant, so they like serve regular dinner and then just happen to have really good pizza. But yeah. Or Pizzana. Pizzana is probably like the most like go-to. I want to go try Roberta's.
Yeah, I hear a lot about that.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to be linking Owen's YouTube channel link down below. Go check out the book. I'm so excited to see the horizontal videos of what you're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
The new kitchen. It's going to be sick.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's going to take a while to get that kitchen set up, but once it is, it'll be sick.
Are your shorts going to be ready to go once you start?
I I don't know. I mean, hopefully I can get. It's because I still have to work. That's the thing. So I don't see this kitchen being done until like at least the new year.
Yeah.
So in a couple months, at least. So I feel like for the shorts, the thing is I can get them to look like my old videos because of the big cutting board, but it'll be like the backdrop when I take my bite. So I have to like announce to people that I've moved at some point, you know. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, "Where are you?" You know. So maybe in like next week I'll do like a post where I just like I bought a house, you know.
New place.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pasta?
Pasta carbonara.
I like cacio e pepe.
Really? I haven't like I've never been a fan of cacio e pepe. I don't know why.
When I had carbonara in Italy over the summer, it just did not deliver how I wanted it to.
Okay.
And I think just that one experience makes me not want to order it anymore.
Okay. No, you got to give it another shot.
I definitely do.
It's all time. It is super rich and heavy, but
it was almost like too rich, no power.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Maybe like there wasn't enough meat or anything.
Yeah, that's definitely annoying if I get a carbonara with very little like guanciale in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a bolognese.
Bolognese, yeah. I like a good lasagna too.
I've never been a lasagna guy.
Really?
No.
I think Garfield got me hooked. It always looked good when I would watch that movie, and it's
With the cat?
With the cat, yeah. 100%, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm very particular with my lasagna. Like if it's made with ricotta instead of bechamel, I refuse to eat it.
Do you have a favorite drink for pairing with a sandwich?
I love a good DC.
Oh,
Diet Coke.
same.
Yeah.
Out of what? Bottle, can?
Usually it's always canned. Yeah. But I feel like the ones in the bottle are just like naturally better.
They are just better.
Yeah.
For some reason, it holds a flavor.
100%. Yeah.
This has been so cool talking to you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming by.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Guys, go subscribe to Owen. He's going to link down below. And thanks for coming.
Hell yeah. Thanks,
Bye.
man.
That was great.
Sick.